Hey guys, my name is Logan Shinholster, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Contractor Growth Network, which doesn't sound exactly the same as Contractor Sales Academy, but we actually, the two companies, work together on a lot of things. So don't mind the name, definitely watch the content because it's the exact same message. I hope you like it. Check it out. The way that the SHIN works though, is it's 5 steps, and the first step is pain/pleasure. And I use this all the time. This is what most sales reps should be doing, is they don't, when somebody says, oh, I want you to come paint the inside of my kitchen, there's a deeper reason why. So Alex, with my car, if I say, oh, I want to get a new car, what are some of the reasons why I would want to get a new car, you think?
Is something wrong with your car? Is it, how old is it? How many miles are on it? You know, maybe like you just want to upgrade.
What about my specific car?
Yours, like the car in real life?
The car that I have out front right now.
Well, I know your rims are, you know, something's wrong with your rims. They're dented or leaking or something like that. So you need to air up your tires every 3 days. Mm-hmm. So you'd probably be like, I'm done with the headache of this car. I want to get a new one.
So how do you think I feel when every 3 days I go out to my car not knowing if I'm going to have a flat tire or not?
Probably frustrated, anxious, stressed, wet because it's raining today.
Yeah, it's pouring today. And I would walk out there and realize I would have to pump this tire up or put on a spare tire, which I've had to do twice in the past week and a half. Mm-hmm. Now, that is really the real reason why I want to get a new car, is because I'm so mad at this one because the tires keep leaking, the mirrors keep getting stuck, which is a weird thing in itself. But unless you ask that question, unless the car salesman says, hey, I'm just curious, why are you getting a new car? Then I'm not going to tell him. Mm-hmm. But if he just goes right into his pitch of, if I say, hey, I want to get a new car, and he goes, great, let me show you all the options. Well, he's not listening to me. He doesn't know what I'm really looking for. Mm-hmm. And he's just going to go down his pitch and talk about why every car is great, which is what most contractors and people in business do. Mm-hmm. Is you call me up and you go, hey, Logan, I'm a contractor. I want to get a new website. And if I went right into, great, let me tell you my websites. And you're like, well, you have no idea what I actually want.
Yeah.
You just know I want a website, and you went right into how great your websites are. But if you take a step back and I go, all right, Alex, you want a new website. What's going on that makes you want to get a new website? Like, why do you want a new website? Then you're going to tell me all this information about whatever the pain is in your business. Mm-hmm. Hey, Logan, I need to grow more. Or my website right now is so embarrassing that when clients see it, you know, I think it turns away work. Mm-hmm. And then I can use that to sell, because now I can go, you know, Alex, that makes sense. So you're saying that whenever a client or a prospect sees your website and it doesn't show how professional you actually are in real life, you're saying you think it turns work away? And then now I understand what's truly going on here, and it takes me from just a website builder over to a problem solver. Give me a service that a contractor provides.
Interior painting.
Interior painting. Why do you think a homeowner gets the inside of their paint or their home painted?
They're tired of the color.
Okay. Walk me through that. What do you mean they're tired of the color?
They've been seeing green walls for about 12 years, and they're on a new chapter of their life, so they want to express that with a new paint job in their kitchen, living room.
Okay. So they're on a new chapter of their life. I'm curious, how does the wall color translate over to the new chapter of their life?
I think it symbolizes that, you know, they're not either stuck in the past or they're moving forward in life, and it's like a you know, life refresher almost. You walk into it.
That's interesting you say that. What's wrong with getting stuck in the past?
I just think if you're stuck in the past, you ain't moving forward, and you're not 25 anymore. You know, you're 45, so it's time to change the walls. So
what we just did there, guys, was we kind of got down a little bit deeper into the real root of why people buy from you. So if Alex goes, I want to get my wall painted, and I'm a painter, and I immediately just jump into all the different wall colors, well, that's fine, but now Alex just looks at me as a painter. Mm-hmm. But if I walk him down this pain funnel, which I'm now learning that unless he gets these walls painted, he's going to feel like he's stuck in the past as a 45-year-old man. And now I know, okay, well, great. This is what he's trying to accomplish. So if he wants to feel more grown up and more professional, I can tailor the conversation towards that. Mm-hmm. And I know what kind of paint color. I'm not going to probably put in hot pink if he's trying to look more grown up and not feel like he's stuck in the past.
Yeah.
So you can glean a lot of information and know how to take the conversation based off of what pain that they're really feeling. And that's exactly what we do with all the marketing stuff. Because like if somebody reads your website, and we've talked about this a lot on websites where website companies, when they build it, they just talk all about like, oh yeah, we're the best painter. You'll notice on our walls, there's no splash and we can paint really good. But like now everybody says that. But if you can actually dig deep and explain like, hey, look, I know you want the inside of your home painted, and you most likely want to do it because you don't want to feel stuck in the past anymore. It's been 12 years looking at the same color over and over and over, and you realize you've grown up, but your walls haven't. So what about making a change? And then now there you go, oh, shoot, that's me. Painting, staining, things like that where it's like you're just changing the color, you're adding something to it.
There's no really individualistic.
It's not.
It's simple, you know?
Right, unless there's like, yeah, we do like mural paintings or something like that. It's really just like somebody's buying this for like the result, not for like the artistry side of things, which painters, I'm sorry, that's just how I view it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's more to it and I just totally been blowing it, but it's really more of like a utility thing versus, especially exterior painting, but interior painting as well. It's not like somebody looks at the walls and goes, you know what, that's the best paint I've ever seen in my life. I'm hiring you right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't happen like, it's like an oil change. It's, you know, like you don't go, you know what, God, I can't believe the oil that you use. This is amazing.
You only notice if they mess up.
Correct.
So
that's pain. So that's your pain. That's your pleasure. High-end buying. So let's go for a car, a $75,000 car, because this is the same price point as a $75,000 kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel, addition, backyard landscape. That's a hell of a deck, things like that. So for a car, the very first thing with a car, and first off, Alex, let me ask you, like, as far as buying a new car, how long do you think that sale cycle is? Like, how long from the first time you go, you know what, I'd like to get a new car, till you actually buy it?
My sister just went through this, and she really wanted a new car. Her process was much quicker, I felt like. It was only like a week. I would say a couple weeks, I think, would be my process.
See, I'm on the opposite end. I'm like, I've been looking for a new car for over a year now.
Oh, really?
A very long time, because I don't need one.
Okay.
If I needed one, it's different. The last time I bought a car, I sold my car out in California, because I used to live in San Francisco. I sold my car at 8 o'clock in the morning to CarMax, hopped on a 10:30 flight, got over to here, to, well, actually, I flew to Maryland, late at night, woke up the next morning, 9 o'clock, went to CarMax, and had to buy another car because the next day after that, I had to drive from Maryland to Charlotte, where I was going to move. And without a car, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So my buying process was super quick, but I had been doing a bunch of research beforehand. So the idea with your sister, it took her a week. Why did it only take her a week?
I think, so it took her a week from when she actually went to the first dealership to actually look for a car. But research-wise, if you want to include that, I think it took her like close to a year because she's always wanted a car, but she didn't need it necessarily. Nothing wrong with her car. So I guess I misunderstood what you said.
But that's a perfect thing because that is exactly what most people go through where they think, well, you know, it only takes my clients a week to decide on a new kitchen remodel at $75,000. But in reality, just like your sister spent a whole year.
Yeah.
And then let's back it up. What kind of car did she buy?
She had a Toyota Camry and she ended up buying a Ford Edge, I think, the SUV. I think it's the Edge.
Okay. So your sister that bought a Ford Edge. How old is your sister?
She's 28.
28 years old. How long do you think she's been seeing Ford commercials for?
Oh, probably every time she turns the TV on, they're all over.
For 28 years now.
Yep.
So she has known the company of Ford for 28 years.
Yep.
And if you had to guess, how many Ford commercials do you think she's seen?
Thousands, probably.
Do you think she knows who Henry Ford is?
Her, probably not, but I mean, she could recognize it, probably.
She could recognize it. So that is where it all starts, is that the sale and the marketing and everything didn't start the week that she walked into a dealership and then it's game on. It's been 28 years of knowing. Has she ever bought a Ford before?
No.
Okay.
So her first car was that Camry. So
it's been 28 years of seeing Ford commercials, thousands and thousands and thousands of commercials, learning in school about Henry Ford and all the stuff that he's done, the founder of this company. And then seeing all the different models of Ford. And then in 2008, learning about what happened with, GM and Ford and all those, companies out in Detroit. So it's been a household name for probably, I don't know, 20 years.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that. So when you now, as a kitchen remodeler, go, man, well, this company, like, they don't want to pay my high prices. It's like, because they just heard about you this week. They just literally went on to, like, one of those third-party lead gen sites, or they got a referral from a friend, and this is the first time they've ever heard about your company. They have no idea why you do what you do. They've seen a couple reviews. They've seen a couple of things of this, but their process in which they buy a car that's 75 grand is they need to see 28 years of commercials. They need to spend a year of doing active research online, and then the final week of visiting dealerships and talking to salesmen. That's the culmination.
Yeah.
So that's what most people get wrong, is that it's like, it's an overnight success 20 years in the making. This was a week-long sales process, 28 years in the making. Now, if you're trying to sell your stuff and you are a remodeler, landscaper, whatever it is, and you have a really high price point stuff, this is how you build a brand, just like what Ford's doing. So people are used to seeing Ford. They're used to learning about Ford. They're used to doing all this stuff, but then you turn around and don't do any of it.
Yeah.
And then get mad when somebody doesn't want to spend $75,000 on a kitchen.
Yeah.
But why would they? Because they don't know who you are. So we also use scarcity. This is a huge selling tactic, sales tool. And we use this. I use this all the time myself. So what'll happen is we run promotions for full sale, right? And the whole idea of a promotion is I want to prove to you that when you work with me, it's going to be well worth the money. You're going to have the ROI. It's going to be great. However, everybody's skeptical. So we need to incentivize people to come in. And once they come in and we build their website and we start to work together, then they go, oh, thank God I found you. But they need a reason to come in first. So that is why we use promotions. That's why promotions work. The idea is not to always discount your prices. The idea is to acquire a new customer by incentivizing them to take action, and then people hate change naturally. So once they start to work with you, they're not going to hire you to do their kitchen and then 6 months later hire a different company to use their bathroom, because people hate change.
Yeah.
So that's why you run promotions. Now, what I do when I sell is, if we have a monthly promotion, somebody will say the number one objection that I get is, I need to think about it. Got it. Totally understand. However, and what I say is, I'm like, look, it's all good. I'm not forcing you at all. Just a heads up, there is a promotion that goes along with this that ends in whatever it ends, ends at the end of the month. So at least that way, what it does is it now opens up the time or like the shot clock, if you will, like what Mark Cuban does. That's why he always does the scarcity stuff. Like, you have a 24-second shot clock, then my offer's off the table.
Yeah.
That's what this does. So I use those, and I do what's called going third party. So I'm not actually saying, hey, I will give you a discount if you move forward in January. I'm saying there is. So that's the difference. So now, if they don't move forward in January and they miss out, I'm not the bad guy, because I'm no longer the one giving them the discount. Now I'm saying there is a discount.
You're putting the ball in their court.
I'm putting the ball in their court, and I'm making the bad guy the discount.
Okay.
Same with when you sell, like, on websites. Hey, Logan, what's the website cost? And if I go, well, I'm going to have to charge you $6,000 for a website versus, okay, let me show you a website. Pull this up. You see that website right there? That website's $6,000. So now they're not mad at me. They're mad at that website for being $6,000.
Okay, I never thought of it like that. So it's like they're the third person, and it's like, wow, this guy,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So trust me, I wish I could charge you less than $6,000 for this website, because I like working with you. However, I just can't. That website's $6,000.
That makes you feel good as a customer when they say it like that.
Yes.
So it's like you're like your boys, and you're like,
yes.
Yeah.
I'm in this with you. I wish that my website was not $6,000, but it is. Like, this website, like, trust me, I wish I could do it for $4,000. I can't.
That's smart.
So that's why I use promotions as well. When I sell, I go, just so you know, I'm not forcing you by any means. It's a cushioning statement. Because now what I'm doing is I'm in your court. Just so you know, I'm not pressuring you. There is a promotion that when you buy a website, you're going to get 3 months of SEO. It ends in January. Or what I'll even do sometimes to make this even more fun is I'll say, yeah, it makes total sense. Like, there is a promotion that runs to the end of the month when you buy a new website, but it sounds like you're not interested anyway in moving forward this month. And then I stay quiet, and they go, whoa, what's the promotion? And I'm like, funny you should ask.